For a few fleeting, deeply confusing weeks, Manchester United had managed to convince themselves that the answer to their deep-rooted structural decay was to hire the first polite, familiar face they came across.
Bid sponsor index backlinks and pages fastaltimateindexing.com.
Michael Carrick's odd, friction-free ascent from failed Middlesbrough boss to the anointed savior of Old Trafford feels very Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. His short interim reign has been a triumph of vibes, a period of calm and an application of gentle, soothing nostalgia to an open wound. He stepped into the breach, steadied the ship, and brought a kind of quiet, zipped-up dignity back to the club. But against Newcastle on Wednesday, the fever finally broke, the rose-tinted glasses were unceremoniously knocked off, and the veil was lifted to reveal a stark, unavoidable reality. Carrick just isn't that good. It seems harsh to pour scorn on a manager who has dragged a seemingly rudderless side who were flirting with relegation last season to the top of the Premier League form table. The truth is, United's results over the past few weeks have been entirely reliant on a highly specific, wildly unsustainable holy trinity of footballing fortune. The ephemeral new manager bounced an epidemic of opposition indiscipline and more strikes the national rail. Let's take those structural crutches one by one. Both Carrick and United have undeniably benefited from this atmospheric detox. Red cards for Tottenham. Crystal Palace and Newcastle have provided cushy numerical advantages that render any need to tactically outfox the opposition redundant. In fact, over their last 5 games, United have had an extra man on the field for roughly a third of the total minutes, 100 to be exact, yet still managed to drop points in 2 of them. Those desperate, breathless, last gasp bailouts against Arsenal, Fulham and West Ham were unquestionably thrilling, but papered over the cracks of performances that deserved little more than a slow clap. The 2-1 defeat by Newcastle was the moment all 3 of these crutches spectacularly splintered. Stripped of the honeymoon period, toothless against 10 men. And finally, on the wrong end of a stoppage-time sucker punch, the underlying reality of this United side was laid bare. Carrick is, without a doubt, a fundamentally decent human being. He's steeped in the gallant, almost mystical United DNA. If Sir Jim Ratcliffe hands Carrick the keys on a permanent basis, United will be sleepwalking back into the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer vortex. Solskjaer was, of course, the ultimate custodian of good vibes. Much like Carrick, he arrived mid-season as a temporary soothing balm, only to ride a fleeting, sugary wave of results all the way to a permanent contract. He was a man whose profound understanding of the club's history was foolishly conflated with having the elite ruthless competence required to manage the Red Devils in the modern era, and United wasted years hoping that nostalgia and nice energy would magically crystallize into a Premier League title. They cannot afford to waste time hoping for the same alchemy with Carrick. United need an elite, cold-blooded tactician. Carrick has served as an effective and necessary mood, but a change in atmosphere doesn't guarantee a change in long-term trajectory. For once, United must resist the narcotic, warm embrace of the past when things go south, and opt instead for cold, unsentimental, unflinching competence.
Vid sponsor index backlinks and pages fastaltimateindexing.com.